Hello, we are live. We're 40 minutes late, but that's okay. Will's not here today, so we'll blame it on Will because it's always Will's fault.
Yep.
We'll introduce ourselves as always. I am Rowan.
I am Trevor, and
I'm Willow. Yeah.
And we've murdered Will. Will is dead. He's dead to us. No, I'm just kidding. Will couldn't be here today because he said that he hates everybody and he's really emo like that.
he's making a new show all by himself now.
He's making a new show called Speak Geek, where it's just him by himself and he talks about My Little Ponies and Cabbage Patch Kids. So do we want to start off with comics? We're so unorganized today that
Yeah, I know we all apologize. We didn't plan this out as well as we had expected.
no, and we flopped on everybody last week. We will be on normal schedule, I promise. Me and Trevor are bringing the whip down. But we could start with comics. Why don't we start with what we have been reading or what we've liked since last time we've chatted?
Well, since the last time we talked, I finally finished with The Invisibles, the 1990s Vertigo comic that Grant Morrison did. And in Grant Morrison fashion, I read the final issue and didn't realize that that was the final issue. He has a way of ending books with non-endings in ways that you would have never have anticipated. I loved the
Was it
comic.
good? That's the real question. Was it good?
I don't know what to expect with his endings nowadays. I usually just try to go in expecting as little as possible, but the rest of the comic I thought was fantastic. But then, just I could have gone for another, 20 issues with these characters, but I'm okay with ending it the way it did.
Right on. What else have you been reading?
I picked up a new trade series to read, switching directions completely this time, and I'm now going back to some amazing Spider-Man books.
Oh, you're back on the Spider-Man kit.
This is actually a 5-volume series titled The Gauntlets. This was published in issues back in like 2010, 2011, in which Spider-Man goes one-on-one against all of his like classic villains, but now they've like all been enhanced, like medically enhanced or scientifically enhanced, so they're much stronger than they used to be. The first volume has Electro and Sandman. Usually each villain comes back in like a 2-issue, 3-issue story, and they all kind of follow each other one right after another.
Okay.
They did this for like 20, 25 issues. It's pretty lengthy. 5 books to size.
Oh, Spider-Man.
This was during the fun phase of this book in which they actually published 3 issues of Amazing Spider-Man monthly. I think they went through like 80 issues, like 90 issues in like 2+ years.
That's, oh my god, that's crazy. Thus why I don't collect Spider-Man.
I own so many volumes, but like I have a huge chunk of comics that's actually only 2010 to 2015.
Oh my. What else are you reading, Trevor?
I have a couple of Secret Wars books that I enjoy. I have the Captain Marvel one, and then the Angela one. They have the same creative teams as the actual monthly comics did, So
Okay.
they're good in that sense, and I do enjoy the books, but I really, really just miss the actual main comics. This isn't
Yeah.
quite as satisfying as I'd want it to be. I kind of just want it to go back to the old way.
Someday, Secret Wars will be done.
It seems like it's never ending at this point.
Especially with DC like already done the event.
2-month event, that was it. That's impressive.
Are you reading anything else, or are those just your key books?
I think I'll have, like I said, Spider-Man is the only thing I'm doing now in trade. It's just my issues that I'm catching up on. The Valiant miniseries Divinity just ended.
Okay.
Divinity was a fantastic book. I'll be talking about Divinity in detail on my comic books countdown blog posts when it shows up eventually.
Which, if
Have
you
you
haven't seen it yet, you can get the link on Geek Speak.
yes,
on the Facebook.
I'm counting down my 50 favorite comics of the 2010s. I'm up to 36 now, and it's exhausting because I have to do 50 capsule reviews, and it's a lot of writing. But I'll
Trevor
have a new
doesn't like
post up
it when
today.
his brain has to think.
Should have just settled with pictures only. You don't even know why I like this comic, just except that I like it.
That's right. That's all that's important.
Have you read?
What about you, Willow?
I haven't been reading that many comics lately because I've been busy with immigration stuff. But I read the 2 new Marvel books Trevor mentioned, the Captain Marvel one and the Angela one, and they're fun. But like Trevor, I think they're like they're kind of like stopgaps. Like I'm not super interested in them because like they're not connected to the main narrative. Like I just want to get back to the main narrative stuff that they were playing at, especially in Angela, because like they opened up like a really like big storyline thing that they could do with Sarah. And I'm excited for that book to be back, but like now we've got to read this comic that like kind of no one cares about for a few months. And yeah, I'm waiting on that one. I've also been reading Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, which is not a comic book, but it's really good.
Everybody loves Margaret
What
Atwood.
was a comic?
If it was a comic,
Yeah,
it'd be just as good.
excellent. I think Atwood should make comics.
There would be a lot of like really like cool imagery in it. There'd be a lot of red.
See, that's why I like comics. I don't have to actually imagine these things when I look at a novel.
Me and Trevor will make it into a comic drawn entirely of stick figures.
Yeah, 2 guys writing a really feminist comic book.
That's right. We'll do a good job. We'll add stereotypical muscle cars.
Good.
Lots of machine guns. And
Have you
Arnold
read this
Schwarzenegger one-liners. I haven't read that yet. I have it here. I haven't read it yet though.
It might be actually the best issue yet. Like I think like this book actually keeps picking up momentum with each issue. I kind of love it now.
Yeah, I'm a big Nameless fan.
Now, is it actually ending with next issue though?
Yeah, I know.
Like he's only getting 5 issues, right? That's kind of upsetting.
I think, yeah. It's only a mini. Grant Morrison's not nice enough to give us a full book.
And in Grant Morrison fashion, like I just talked about with the Invisibles, I have 1 issue left to comic after this issue. I have no idea how it's going to end. It might not even end.
That's right. He'll just end with the page of him drawing the comic.
That's basically how Animal Man ended.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like I I made a pile of what I want to discuss for what I've read, or at least tell people to read. So I did like a month's worth of reading in the last 2 days. So I did get to read God Killer #5, and I think everyone should read God Killer #5. It's so good. I said it before, I think like last show, if you like stuff like Repo, the Genetic Opera and stuff, like it's very much themed with that kind of organ harvesting and like plastic surgery and drug addiction. It's pretty sweet. Probably one of the biggest disappointments I read was the last issue of Curb Stomp.
I have that book as well, actually. But keep talking.
I was just saying that I really liked the miniseries, except for that last issue. I thought it was just like really rushed. It should have been a bigger series because it seemed like they had a lot to talk about, and then it was just like, oh, but we only have 4 issues, so this last issue we're just gonna cram all this stuff and not really like finish anything, and then make people just have to like deal with it, like. So
I didn't enjoy the comic as much as I wanted to because I feel like they had too much exposition to push through, so that each issue was just too much discussion on actual plot points and not enough time to actually breathe, I thought. So yeah, I definitely think the comic should have been extended a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And like I said, it was a shame because I thought the artwork was pretty good. Like, I think the concept of the story was really good. And then I finally finished the Ultron Forever storyline. I really, really enjoyed that more than I thought I was going to. Usually things like that are just money grabs, seeing how the first issue came out, like right when Age of Ultron came out. So Marvel's notorious for like bad stories as money grabs, but this was pretty cool. It was like a lot of cool characters. Like we had female Thor. We also had a future female Captain America instead of normal Captain America. But yeah, it was pretty cool because it was Avengers from the future and Avengers from the past, like all brought together to face an Ultron infected Doctor Doom. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty tough. And I'm trying to go through these pretty quick. I finally read Nova, and I did all that complaining last Geek Speak about how I canceled it, and this was the last issue. So I canceled it for no reason. Because that's it. It was all right. They basically... it's not really a spoiler. I guess if you haven't read it, it's a spoiler, but it's from like a month and a half ago. They brought what's his name? They brought Ryder back. Like they brought his dad back. So this is issue 31. The entire story has been the original Rich Ryder, who's like his dad, who's the original Nova, disappeared whenever the last Nova book came out. And this entire series has been him trying to find his dad. And he finally found his dad, and his dad's back. And his dad basically is saying, like, he's now the Nova again. So we're actually... I don't know what they plan on doing with him. There's a letter in the back that basically says right now they're done with Sam Alexander. So this young Nova, they're done telling his story. And in the foreseeable future, they're not going to have him as Nova. So I thought it was kind of interesting because they're like bringing back like the old characters from like the 80s and the 90s. I'm trying to think what else really should be highlighted. Probably this Fight Club 2. It was everything I hoped and dreamed of. It was pretty good. I like that's one I really don't want to spoil. Just if you like Fight Club, you'll like that one.
Do you think it's something?
And then I will end it off. What?
Do you think though it's something that he could have done in novel, or do you think it benefits from being a comic?
I mean, I think he could have wrote it in novel. The way it's drawn is really interesting. So I like that it is in comic form. Like they do a lot of cool things with it. Like I'm trying to think of how to explain it without any like real spoilers. Like it's basically just based in the future, like where Marla and Tyler and everyone, what has happened to all these characters, and now that they're older, and if you saw like the preview images of it, like it has a lot to do with like antidepressants and like drugs and pills and stuff, and it's just pretty cool. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it, but if you enjoy it, pick it up. And then not to take up all the time, but I did read Captain Canuck, and it was awesome.
Canuck is ongoing, isn't it?
It is. Issue number 2 is out. I think it just came out. I haven't picked it.
Yeah, I saw it at my comic shop yesterday.
Yeah, so I got to go pick it up. But it was everything I want it to be. On a special side note, I'm waiting for mail right now because I registered to be part of the Captain Canuck Club. So I get a sweet card to put in my wallet that says I'm an official member, and I get free pins.
I thought I was talking to a grown man. I guess I'm mistaken.
Everyone has to be part of the Captain Canuck Club, man. It's actually the reason I joined it is pretty sweet. It's because it's run by the publisher Chapter House, and they sell like all the merch, but you can actually, it's one of the first companies I've seen where you can buy like everything from the shirts to the action figures to like mugs to posters. Like you can buy the issues from them too. And if you registered as a club member, you get like a percentage off every time you order something. So obviously I plan on getting a t-shirt and stuff. I have to as a member of the Canuck squad.
So when's CBC going to make a Captain Canuck TV show?
Whenever they can get the rights to team them up with Captain Newfoundland.
That'd be unbelievable.
That'd be the best thing ever. So yeah, that's all I'll highlight for comics. I think we wanted to dig into talk about, the 60 plus titles of the new Marvel, the all new, all different Marvel. Speculations
That's not an exhaustive title at all.
No. Maybe, we can speculate on who we think's going to be coming with series, teams, things like that, of that nature. Because we haven't had a lot of hints at what's coming yet.
We've had a couple of those 2 promo images in which there's like a lineup of characters in like their outfits, basically hinting at what characters the company's going to be focusing on, which we talked about on a previous episode. Like we have X-23, like as the female Wolverine, I think, as like someone who they're going to spotlight on, and we have Kamala Khan still, and we have Stan as Captain America still.
Yeah,
I think Vision was on one of them as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. So, what do you think in terms of like books we're gonna see? Like, is X-23 gonna be like Wolverine, or do you think it's gonna be an X-23 book?
I think it'll be an X-23 book, because I think in that image we also saw Old Man Logan. And what if they kept Old Man Logan and gave him the monthly Wolverine comic?
Yeah.
I think Old Man Logan's actually maybe even I think the most acclaimed devoted tie-ins at the moment. I know a lot of people who love that book.
Yeah, I've seen like a lot of good reviews on it. I have not read Old Man Logan. I will. I'll get to it.
I would love it.
And I would also, like I said, kind of when I talked about Nova, like I'm assuming they're gonna launch another Nova book, just especially where they've brought Rich Rider back.
I don't even when it comes to like how many characters and how many teams will be getting their own books, I don't think many people will be disappointed, because if we have between 55 and 60 new books, pretty much all of the characters, almost all of the people they focus on now, will be coming back in new books. I think the biggest change up I'm expecting is the creative team shuffles. Like when DC launched New 52, like the majority of the creative teams got switched, and that was like the big thing about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much the actual characters coming back.
So is there who ideally, like, is there any team, like creative teams you ideally want to see?
I would love to be able to be excited about Amazing Spider-Man again. I feel like the comic hasn't been good in a long time.
They need to get rid of Dan.
I think he's done a lot of cool stuff, but I really want someone else on that book now. He's been the voice of Spider-Man the last 5 years, and I think he needs to move on.
So if Dan's watching this, get the hell off Spider-Man.
Please don't send me any mad tweets.
And I'm assuming you want to see like the Miss Marvel creative team stay, which I'm assuming probably
I don't
will.
think that one's changing actually, because G. Willow Wilson, the writer of Kamala Khan, actually hinted on Twitter that she's going to be sticking around, and she unofficially announced even that comic is coming back into relaunch.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I'd hope so for the prices that the comics are selling for online right now.
I think that's one of the untouchable comics at the moment. I feel like that run that's happening now is too good to change. And it's only 15, 16 issues in, so.
Yeah.
What I'm really interested about, I want to know what's going to happen with Daredevil, because Wade's actually finishing up with on September's issue. Those solicitations that came out actually announced his finale on Daredevil.
Yeah, that would be that'd be interesting to see who's gonna take over that, especially where it's such a growing property for them. I can't even think of who. And X-Men's changing, isn't it?
I don't even know what's happening with X-Men, because X-Men's kind of being downplayed at the moment. I don't see a lot of X-Men talk in comics.
Yeah, they're really downplaying it right now. See, I'm trying to think of things I'm excited for, and that's how sad I feel about the whole situation. Like, nothing's coming to my head at all.
I think the X-Men should be led by Moon Knight.
Ooh. I think the X-Men should just be characters that have nothing to do with X-Men.
Just
and then I'll probably read it.
A book full of non-mutants in the X-Men. That's my kind of book.
It'll be like Moon Knight and Hulk, and it'll turn into like a buddy cop book. Yeah, I can't even think about. I'm so done. Like I feel so like defeated by Marvel that I guess I don't care. Like pretty much all I care about is Hulk, Captain America, which I mean I don't. Captain America's not going anywhere. I don't think. And I feel like Hulk's not really going anywhere because it sold pretty well.
What if Old Man Cap gets an ongoing comic alongside Old Man Logan?
And they just do old people shit?
Yeah, it's a comedy with like the two of them in like an old folks home.
They play like shuffleboard and stuff and drink Metamucil. I'd buy it. I'd be sold on that. Actually, I probably wouldn't because they would get like what's his name? Is it Duggan or who's the guy that always writes like Deadpool stuff?
Oh, him, yeah. I don't know his name, but yeah, I know who you mean.
We just get one of those like shitty comedy writers that only write like comedy books. Either that or it would just be Scotty Young artwork. No offense.
It would basically want
like Scotty Young.
And I feel like a comic of that epic proportions, you want something like Alex Ross on it.
Oh my god, that would be so good. Alex Ross's serious artwork on an old man comedy. But it has to be drawn so it almost feels like a really serious tone, but everything they say isn't serious. No, but I'd say, yeah, probably Hulk, Captain America, Moon Knight. I really hope Moon Knight returns.
I hope he does too, but I don't know if he will. I don't know. I feel like no one's been talking about Moon Knight in the last 5-6 months.
Moon Knight has such horrible luck. Like, he's always... They always try to launch a Moon Knight book every couple of years, and then it's just like, oh, that was a bad idea.
I feel like the initial Ellis and Shavley Moon Knight book that came out, like there's issues 1 to 6, it kind of...
Yeah.
It put expectations too high because I feel like those issues were almost too good. And the people who came on the book after it almost couldn't live up to that kind of hype.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what happened with that book. What about you, Willow? Is there any books that you want to come back or start?
I want Angela to come back and pick back up where it left off. Otherwise, I don't particularly have any opinions on this. I want G. Willow Wilson to stay on Miss Marvel, and I want Kelly Sue DeConnick to stay on whatever incarnation of Captain Marvel happens, because I assume Captain Marvel will come back considering they have movie plans. And that's about it. I won't know what I want to read from Marvel until stuff actually starts coming out, because there's no way to like gauge on quality.
Squirrel Girl?
Yeah.
I'll read Squirrel Girl too if it keeps the same team. Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Do you guys like that book? I just haven't heard anything about it.
It's incredibly funny. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously. Like if a Squirrel Girl book did take itself seriously, that would be pretty fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, like it plays like an animated show on Cartoon Network. Like, it would make sense alongside like Steven Universe and Adventure Time if they made a show of it. Like,
oh, okay,
it's very for kids, but like also like taking the piss out of comics too, because like there's one comic where like she just like befriends Thanos and like talks him into like not eating the Earth and instead like eating a planet full of nuts.
It's actually Galactus, but that's okay.
Whatever. I can't keep track of these stupid names.
But yeah, I think the book's amazing. It's incredibly funny. It might even be showing
I'll
up
have
on
to
my
look. I'll
top
have
50.
to look into it.
It might even be showing up on my top 50 countdown soon.
Oh man, above Alex and Ada.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I'm devastated right now, man.
How is Alex and Ada? Like, it's getting ready to end, right?
I think it just
The
ended.
last issue came out this week. I gotta pick it up. It's so good. Issue 14 left on such a cliffhanger that I was emotional after I read it. I was just like, man.
I'm excited to see where it goes. Like, I have like 5 issues left. Like, I stopped after I read the second trade because I knew like the wait from month to month would be brutal.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It'll be sad that it's done, but I think depending on how they end it, even with issue 14, I'm fully satisfied how they're like starting to I shouldn't say starting to end it because you have no idea where they're gonna go, is where they kind of ended it with 14. But that's what's so good about the book. So I'm pretty excited about that. What about do you want to have a discussion about DC, Trevor? And Willow?
I feel like I grew really kind of fatigued by New 52. I think by last year I was getting kind of sick of it, and I feel like sameness quality that affected all of the books kind of bugged me.
Yeah.
Is that echo coming from you?
No.
Okay, but yeah, now that DC is basically, I think, kind of dropped to 52, I'm actually kind of interested in getting back into them. They've had a whole bunch of issue ones come out this month actually, and I kind of want to get into them. Like, I don't even know if this is a good place to begin because I have a lot of mixed things on it. But my roommate wanted this book, so I picked it up and I'll be taking a look at it. I don't know. I hope I like it. I have no idea what to expect. But I'm really interested in checking out like Doctor Fate and Prez and Black Canary as well.
Yeah.
They even gave like Bizarro his own book as well, I think.
Yeah, he's got the Bizarro book. See, I don't know how I feel. Like, I'm not picking up the Bizarro book. I really have like a odd distaste for most comedy books, I find. I like kind of like independent ones, I guess, but I don't like I usually don't like the superhero like haha stuff.
So I'm guessing you're not getting Batmite.
No, I'm not. I'm not getting Batmite. I'm interested to see how long these books last. Like, I guess I just never saw a market for a Bizarro book. I don't really. I still don't really see how long a Bizarro book could last.
Is that one actually ongoing though? Because I know a couple of these books only have mini runs.
Yeah, Bizarro is an ongoing, I think.
Okay, because Batmite's only 6 issues.
Well, that's probably good because I was gonna say I don't know anyone that wants to buy a Batmite book, but I haven't seen. Like I said, I mean, Starfire. I'm just not really interested in Starfire as a character. So I'll probably skip that. Probably same with Black Canary. I was interested in the Harley Quinn Power Girl one because I really like Power Girl, but I don't know. I might wait trade or something. Like anyone that I know that I watch on YouTube or see reviews that's like really big on Power Girl has hated that book.
I'm the strange thing about like I would love to be able to get back into DC now, but like all these new books that they have coming out, it's characters I either don't even know, or it's characters I don't feel all that attached to. I don't feel like any of these books have been must buys with me.
Yeah. No, well, I guess I feel that too. I mean, that's why I keep saying my DC is only like super titles now, like Superman, Wonder Woman, and action. Like that's all I'm getting from them, really.
And with Multiversity just ended, I'm not buying any DC books at the moment, except the occasional Sandman.
Once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Although I think I've been harboring feelings that I think I'm gonna jump back on Green Lantern.
They have a new monthly too, don't they, coming out called The Lost Files?
Yeah, The Lost Army.
Okay.
And that one's focused around Jon Stewart.
So would you buy that one, or would you get back into the main one?
I think I'm gonna go with the main one, and I think I'm gonna go back. I dropped it at like 32 or 33, I think, and I think I'm gonna go back and back issue they're at 41 right now, and then I'll read it all. I don't know. I just feel like I'm missing Green Lantern in my life. So, and I guess it's one of those things where I almost don't want to do it because the reviews have not been great on it, but it's just like I need me some Green Lantern because I know right now they've taken him. Hal Jordan's no longer a Green Lantern again anymore. So apparently he's like a vigilante, like Han Solo character now.
I haven't read any Lantern since the Jeff Johns ended, so I have no idea what the book's up to now.
Yeah, well, they basically when Johns left, the new guys, what's his name, like Vendetti or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that who? Yeah, they basically built like a 20-issue arc where this giant war across the universe started, and the entire universe blamed the Green Lanterns for it because an alien race that kind of work exactly like the Skrulls, like they all transformed themselves to look like Hal Jordan and like Kilowog, and then they created this war. So it's like basically they're spinning off of it that in order for the Green Lantern, since everyone hates them, Hal Jordan takes all the blame for the war and says it's not the Green Lantern's fault, it's my fault, and I'll leave he still has his ring, but he doesn't fight with the Green Lanterns anymore, so the universe will like them again. So even though people hate him, he like travels the galaxy now, and after the convergence, now he's just traveling the galaxy, like helping people, wearing a weird arrow cloak.
Has convergence actually affected the DCU any? In what's happening now?
The only big thing I noticed, like with the main event, was like they pretty much like brought everybody back that they killed, from what I can tell. Because like issue 7 and 8 dealt with Supergirl and Flash. It mostly dealt with Flash. Like he had to go back to Infinity Crisis, and they were just kind of like, in order to save everything, you're gonna have to kill yourself again. And he was like, "Oh, I'm willing to do that." And then, from my understanding, when I read it, like he went to do that, and then they figured out a way not to kill him. so everyone survived all these former events. So to me, they really started with a clean slate now, where now a creator really can write about any like certain point of time in the DC universe. I think the biggest change was Earth 2. There's a new Earth 2.
What's new about it?
Well, Earth 2 got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
But what was his name? Telos or whatever from the Convergence series. He gave them a new planet. The planet they were all fighting on that they got transported to. Once the event was done, it started to grow into a fruitful planet. And he was just like, "This is the new Earth 2." And he said all your family, all your friends, all your cities that you thought died on the planet are actually somewhere else, and you have to find them and save them. But other than that, I think that's all I really noticed for like changes in the DCU. Because even the lineup of of Justice League, like I thought they might switch it around, but it seems like they kept that. Like nothing really changed. Other than they're trying to con people in the 2 Justice League books now at like $5.99 a piece.
I noticed that, yeah.
Not the main one that's still going, that's on 40 whatever, but the new one that's like the JLA one is getting like absolutely terrible reviews.
What's so special about that one anyway? Like, what makes it new?
Nothing. From what I've read from reviews, it's basically almost the exact same lineup and everything. It's just like a separate timeline or something. Like they're just making it like different stories and stuff. So I don't know, man. I don't get down with the get down. Was there anything else comic wise you wanted to discuss?
How cool does it feel to have a pull list that keeps shrinking each month? That's a good feeling, isn't it?
It feels amazing, especially when I can then actually get back issues and I'm not like hurting my pocket.
It's funny because you want to get back into back issues. I have a whole huge list of trades that I need to get that I haven't been able to buy in a long time because my pull list has been too big.
Yeah.
I'll actually
and that's
pick up collection books now.
That's my other big thing too, is that I find the longer I go, the more I'm getting more into trades than the single stuff.
Trades used to be my only way of buying comics. And then I got into issues back when the New 52 began. And then I slowly began getting trades less.
It's just so I see. I don't know how to feel about it because I feel like with the trades, a lot of the time, especially with the big 2, I mean, you're paying pretty much the same price, but for some reason, it's just like I don't know. I feel like the stories, a lot of the stories have been so subpar lately that I can't justify hanging on the edge every month, waiting to finish an arc that at the end of the day, I'm just going to be like, that was all right. So.
There's such a sense of finality now looking at my new comics I picked up because I'm looking at this is the second last issue of this book. This is the third last issue of Giant Days. It's a decent
What is
book.
that? I've never seen that. What is that?
It's would you like to describe Giant Days?
Sure. It's about like, you know how like there's web comics and stuff that are kind of light and like comedic and kind of a little bit like diverse
Yeah.
and queer and have women and like stuff like that. It's kind of like that, but in like a regular book. It's about like this group of girls that's like at a school and like just stuff that they do. Like there's an entire issue about them like getting the flu and being sick and like trying to get better and like being miserable. It's kind of like in the same vein as Lumberjanes, but like older characters. But it's pretty good. It's getting ready to end.
It's only 6-issue mini, so
Oh, okay.
like Moon Knight, 2 issues left of Moon Knight. Giant Days, this is the 3rd last issue. This tie-in, which I haven't read yet.
Oh, Thor's, yeah.
Yeah, this one's only actually going 3 issues total. So, Miss Marvel, this is the last days. So there's 2 issues after this one. So, of the 7 books that I bought yesterday, only 3 of them will still be getting new issues in 3 months. Bloodshot's going on quite a while. Bloodshot's not stopping anytime. Time Walker's going on. That's not ending. And Buffy season 10 is going to go 30 issues. So I still have like a lot of this left. But yeah, I have a lot of books ending. I'm okay with this.
I'm just excited to see you finally finish up your trade collecting.
I still have like 15-ish trades I own. I still haven't read yet. I'm so behind.
You have lots of reading to do.
Back in like 2012, 2013, when I wasn't buying a lot of issues, mostly trades, I used to just buy a new book weekly just because I could. And I wasn't reading them fast enough. And then my issue buying picked up so much that I only had time to actually look at my issues. So I had this huge stack of trades I forgot about.
They just kept piling up.
Some of those books I've owned since like 2012, 2013, I haven't read yet.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Trying to think. So there wasn't a lot like movie and television wise the last couple weeks. We've been pretty quiet. I haven't watched it yet, but there's they put out the first video trailer for Fear of the Walking Dead. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't really heard much about it, so I take it it's not. It's probably exactly what everyone thought it was going to be and not that amazing.
Is it going? Is it just a miniseries or is it like an ongoing TV show?
It's an ongoing.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what Kirkman does, especially as he expands the Outcast universe. I'm just interested to see how he's going to juggle The Walking Dead and Outcast, or if one of them is kind of going to get less attention. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. And then probably like the other real big news was David Tennant got casted for the new Chew animated series.
He's doing all the comic book shows now.
He's playing Mason Savoy. I haven't read Chew yet, so.
Yeah, same. It looks fun though. It's just I haven't really gotten into it yet.
Yeah, I've got the first trade. I just haven't read it yet. But yeah, so That was probably the biggest news that came out this week. Like I said, it's been slow as well as like E3 was last week, which is lots of video game and movie stuff. Marvel and Sony skipped it, so there was no MCU announcements. There was no Sony announcements. So it's been kind of slow on that front. Did we want to briefly talk about your thoughts and opinions on the? We haven't talked about the Punisher casting for Daredevil.
I know he's going to be in the show. That was announced, but did they actually announce who it was?
Yes, it was. I'm really late. I can't think of his name, but it's the guy that plays Shane in The Walking Dead.
I got you. Okay. I don't have much feelings about the actual casting. I mean, could be okay. I'm mostly interested in the fact that Punisher is actually going to be in the show. To me, that's the news.
I think it should be a good addition. Hopefully, we'll give all the Punisher fans their dose of Punisher that they haven't gotten in years.
I feel like I should get
I
back and
think he'd
actually
be
finish
pretty
season
good.
1 now.
Oh my god, so good. So good. I think for what they have set up, I think season 2 it's just gonna get better, really. Because I mean they've already pretty much hinted that season 2 you're gonna see Punisher, Elektra, and Bullseye all in this season. So they're starting to really get heavy into it. I think now that they see how successful a Netflix series can be.
What I'm interested in is, when is this show happening in context to the other shows? Because I thought it was going to be like a very closely knit web with like the Daredevil and then Jessica Jones and the Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Defenders. I was actually not even expecting a Daredevil season 2 until all of those shows happened.
Yeah, well, I think no one was expecting that, but since they renewed it, he said that season 2 will be next year. So you have Jessica Jones, who that's later this year, right?
Yes.
You have Jessica Jones, and then, I mean, it's only been reports, but the director and the actor have both said that what they're imagining is it will go Jessica Jones, then Daredevil again, then Luke Cage. My guess is you'll probably see Daredevil at the beginning of every year now until they decide to do something else.
And I feel like Daredevil is now the big character in this whole setup, that he's probably going to be having cameos in the other shows as well.
Yes, yeah. Well, because I do know, like, they did confirm that he'll be, like, in at least 1 to 2 episodes of Jessica Jones. I did see they dropped the AKA out of the title, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was confusing people.
Yeah, well, I thought it was kind of stupid. Jessica Jones, AKA Jessica Jones. Just bad thought process, I guess. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or just say we're pretty much hitting the hour mark?
Since the last episode we did, iZombie had its season finale, and the last few episodes of iZombie have been probably the best of the whole season. iZombie is a show that I liked a whole lot in episodes 1 and 2. In the middle of the show, it was too episodic. Every episode kind of felt like the same thing. I wasn't really watching anything that I needed to be watching. but it definitely picks up its game in the final few episodes, and it's only 13 episodes long. So if you have a chance, I recommend watching iZombie sometime.
Yeah, I gotta I got mine because they when it gets released, like the next day, they upload it on Show Me.
Hmm.
So, and I just fixed my Show Me account, so I'll actually be able to watch it now.
iZombie is getting a second season. I hope it's still only 13 episodes and not 22 episodes. I don't think iZombie has enough in it to go 22 episode season. I think it'll be
Yeah.
getting way too repetitious at that point. So I kind of
We'll
hope
have to
iZombie
see
doesn't
what
even come back to like Marriage sometime.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll have to look in next episode. I'll give my opinion on it as well. And I should also say we didn't do it this episode, but next episode, so we'll do 2 weeks from now. We will do another contest. It's been due time, I think.
I think we should
So.
give people that baseball cap of yours, and you should like autograph it.
That's right. Just headshot photos of all of us eating pizza. I think that's what it should be. Well, do we want to end it? Do we want to end it there on the hour mark?
Might as well. It's been a nice quiet episode.
Might as well.
Let's go out.
Yeah, it was a little more
smoothly.
quiet. We apologize. It was we weren't as well prepared this time. We will be next time. Like I said, next time we'll do we'll have a contest as well, so that'll be exciting and fun. So as always, I guess, thank you for watching. Comment on the video, share it, like it. I'm Rowan. Thank you for watching.
I'm Trevor.
I'm sleepy.
Trevor ain't sleepy. So thank you for watching, and we will be back in 2 weeks.
See ya.
So long.